What's up everyone? Welcome to A Portrait on Tech, a visual art and dance experience with technology. I'm your host Wade. On this channel, I'll be covering my perspective and experiences with technology. Why? Well, over the past few years, I've found myself utilizing my laptop, my digital camera, and smartphone to document my visual art and dance experiences with technology. And I thought, it'd be very nice to share this with all of you cool people. But this is my very first tech video. Yes, you heard that right, my very first tech video. I'm a little nervous, but I'm very excited. So, with that being said, sit back, relax, grab yourself some popcorn, and hopefully you'll enjoy. What's up everyone? Welcome to A Portrait on Tech. Today, I'll be doing a very mild comparison of the 6S Plus, the 8 Plus, and the iPhone 10. Late last year, I had the very odd opportunity of pulling an all-nighter and waiting in line for a freaking phone. Can you believe that? A freaking phone. It just so happens it was the iPhone 10. Yes, I know it was crazy, it was stupid, but I had to do it. It was my very first time waiting in line for an iPhone, and check this out, there will never be another 10th anniversary, and also, most importantly, I'm never doing that again, okay? So, let's go ahead and get into the comparison, but first, I want to give a very special tribute to the Galaxy Note 8. When I first saw the Galaxy Note 2, I thought this is the all-in-one device. Although at the time, the market and industry had not developed a way of buying and keeping a flagship smartphone affordable. Fast forward to September 2017 and I have secured my pre-order for the Galaxy Note 8. Within a 2-week trial, the Note 8 was not as compatible as I had hoped. Not being able to use iMessage and AirDrop along with a few other features and functions for my other devices was unfortunate. And so with a heavy heart, it was returned. Yet I still give all props and long live the Note 8. Okay, here we go. I have here the 6S Plus. Let me unlock it. Now this is a very solid device. Solid camera, good photos, good video. So some of you are asking, why are you going from the 6S Plus? Why are you leaving it? Well, I'm not exactly leaving it. I'm actually keeping this device, but I'm also upgrading to another device. This will probably end up being my secondary camera that I carry with me while I'm utilizing the iPhone 10. Okay, let me tap it. Raise to wake, tap it, swipe. There we go. Let me lock that again. Tap, swipe, there we go. Okay, so once again, why would I go from the 6S Plus to the iPhone 10 or the 8 Plus? Well, I have the 6S Plus and the 10. Some of you are asking, where's the 8 Plus? Well, when I was buying the 10, I also bought the 8 Plus, but I had to return one of them. So I figure, why not return the 8 Plus, since it's basically the same form factor as the 6S Plus, the Plus series. 6S Plus, 6 Plus, and 7 Plus. And again, the 8 Plus. So, I have here a brief, ladies and gentlemen, this is a brief comparison and also somewhat of an introduction to my channel. Once again, this is A Portrait on Tech. This is my introduction into the tech YouTube documentary world. My very first video, so a little nervous once again, very first one, so it's not gonna be perfect, but we'll see how it goes, okay? So, the 6S Plus, it's a solid camera, solid device for the realistic people in this world. For those of you looking for a solid phone that works with a big screen, you have no reason to go further than the 6S Plus. Now, if you have the 7 Plus, that's good. If you're going from the 6S Plus to the 7 Plus, then I would say keep the 6S Plus. But if you're going from the 6S Plus to the 8 Plus or the 10, then you're gonna see some differences. Once again, being realistic, this is a solid everyday device. You don't need to upgrade. For those of you such as myself and a number of the other YouTubers, thousands of other YouTubers on the YouTube platform, for those of you, myself, I'm an enthusiast. A lot of you are not only enthusiasts, but you know a lot about technology. I am very new to technology and how things work, the specs and things like that, but I do have an appreciation and enthusiasm for technology. And I use these devices to document my visual art and dance performance projects. Visual art meaning that I do oil paintings, portraits, landscapes. I have work in galleries and museums and private collectors. Dance performances meaning that I do stage performances. I also do workshops and one-to-one lessons. So the more and more I would read and hear more about these devices, I would go into YouTube. And I would come across a number of YouTuber tech videos, and I'll be interested and fascinated with the devices that they're actually discussing and and how they're using them for their projects as well. So I figure, why not? Why not? I'm utilizing these devices more and more, so why not put out a video and see what happens? So once again, the 6S Plus has been a very solid device, but once again I chose to get the iPhone 10, and I compared it with the 8 Plus, and there is a jump from the 6S Plus to the 8 Plus and the 10. Several things. The 8 Plus and the 10, they have stereo speakers, they have wireless charging. As you can see, I'm going to lock the iPhone 10, and I'm going to put it on my Samsung fast charging wireless charger. Okay, now we see the green battery, it's charging. I'm going to take it off and continue. So that is the unlock it, there we go. So once again, the 8 Plus and the 10, they have wireless charging, they have stereo speakers, they have a bump in processor speed. Now, the 6S Plus is fast. Not as fast as the 10 and the 8 Plus, but it's fast. You're not gonna be worried. I've had this for about a year and a half, so there is some stutter, there still is some lag, but it is what it is. So, no complaints really. But the 8 Plus and the 10, it's fast. As soon as you tap on something, it's already there. So you have a bump up in speed, in specs, and also in camera. So on the back of the 8 Plus and the 10, you have dual cameras, but on the 10, you have dual optical image stabilization, and on the 8 Plus, you have optical image and digital stabilization. On the front of the 10 and the 8 Plus, well, on the 10, you have portrait mode. On the 8 Plus, you do not. But I believe the 10 and the 8 Plus, they have the same megapixel count on the front and the back. The 6 Plus is a step down. Still a good camera. So, why am I utilizing this camera? Well, I had to ask Apple. I had to look at what they provide and figure out what is the best camera that I can utilize from Apple. Why Apple? Meaning that most of my devices are related to Apple. I am open to trying other devices. As I mentioned earlier in the intro, I was really fascinated with the Note, the Galaxy Note 8. Unfortunately, the compatibility, it could not utilize AirDrop, and it could not utilize iMessage. Of course, there were other apps that Google would provide, but having devices all within one ecosystem, it just works much smoother. They talk together. It would be the same if I was with Android, if I had the Galaxy Note 8, and if I had a Samsung tablet and a Microsoft laptop, you know, what have you. Not Microsoft laptop, but you get the idea. But anyways, so in this case, I just happen to be using Apple products, and I like how they work. But I also have as I mentioned earlier, the Samsung fast charging wireless charger for my iPhone 10, a Samsung monitor, as you can see behind me, and also I'm filming this with the Sony Digital 150 camera. Good device. So the iPhone 10, what's the differences between the iPhone 10 and the 8 Plus? Well, there's a difference in form factor. The 8 Plus, the Plus series models, they pretty much have the same. The size, the way they work, the home button. The iPhone 10 has no home button, has no top and bottom bezels, but it does have this very world famous notch that we know about. And obviously this notch houses all of the sensitive camera software and hardware equipment, so there has to be a trade-off somewhere. Let me unlock this. Oop. And boom. For the most part, the Face ID works. If it doesn't work consistently, you just reset it and it goes from there. But for the most part, other than that little glitch, it works probably 90-95%. I would say 95-97% of the time if you want numbers. For those of you that want a detailed review of the 6S Plus, the 8 Plus, or in this case the 10, please let me know. Once again, I do like the 10. This will pretty much be my primary daily driver, as shall you say. And the 6S Plus will be my secondary camera, okay? Pretty much on the go in my pocket if needed. And I like the 10. It's a new experience. It's a new experience. I've been using the Plus model sizes, and I like the fact of having to use the gesture controls. I think that's the way technology will be going, not only with smartphones, but with tablets, with laptops, with refrigerators, and whatever there else may be. So, but in screen size, mind you, the Plus size models, they have a 5.5-inch diagonal screen. The 10 has a 5.8-inch diagonal. The 10, look at it as a column, a vertical column. Look at the Plus models as a page. It's more of a square, large rectangle page. This is more of a vertical column, a vertical strip, really good for Instagram. The Plus models, they're good for video when you turn it in landscape mode, and they just have a larger usage even in portrait mode. Much more screen real estate usage on the Plus models. But the 10 still has a large enough screen. It's still very commanding. It still works. And once again, the trade-offs, you want a smaller screen, a smaller usable screen with the newer technology, or do you want the earlier or not so updated Plus models, whether it's a 6S Plus or the 8 Plus? You want that large screen, still a slightly lower bump in new specs and technology. It's a bit of a trade-off, but once again, I chose to go with the 10. So, with that being said, once again, if those of you want a detailed review of the 6S Plus or the 8 Plus, or in this case the 10, please let me know. Please like, please subscribe to this channel. This is a portrait on tech, and thank all of you for making it this far into this video. Once again, I hope to see all of you on the next video, and thank you very much for joining, and I'll see all of you soon. Peace.